Why is it that when I turn the camera on, it's like the hardest to be myself? Something about having the camera on makes it so it's like, uh-oh, you better present a version of yourself that's like all figured out. When the camera's off, and usually sometimes, and when I'm on stage too, the idea of me still being in progress constantly and like in progress in a way where it's like I constantly have to laugh at myself is the truth because I'm making mistakes all over the place. And uh, yeah, part of like what's central to me is making mistakes. And I know that's like a human thing that we're constantly all making mistakes, but something about turning this on, I don't even have a ring light, but like having the lights on me where it's like, all right, time to present a version. So I'm gonna try and drop into my body. I'm gonna remind myself of who I am and that I love who I am. And then I'm going to open my eyes and I'm gonna give you as much of myself as I can. Because I know how to put on a facade and I know how to get honest and I wanna be honest. It's 2:03 in the morning. If you're watching this, please don't crucify me for staying up late. I was giving, I think I gave in either a post or a video. There's just like this something inside of me that keeps me awake when I'm creating, when I'm thinking about the world we live in and my ability to make change in the world that we live in. And at those times, honestly, it's not like, oh, I need sleeping pills. Like, I need to be awake. And there's been times when I would say like in 2020 when it was like the universe wants me to be awake. Not just me, wants all of us to be awake. Right outside this window, 2020, just fireworks all throughout the night. And for me, it was just like, I know there's a person on the other end of it, but for me, it was just like the universe, like signaling to everybody, at least here, do not go to sleep. We need you to be awake. And so 2:04 now in the morning, creating this video because I don't want to miss this moment. I have just finished a draft of my book proposal. After having finished a draft of my book proposal, finished a draft of my book proposal. So I'm now at a new finished version of it, and it is far from perfect, but it is something that I love. And I wanted to capture this moment when I still love it before anybody else could come in and say, I don't know about this, I don't know about that, the platform isn't this, the this isn't that, and to just take hold of and claim for myself that it is something that I created that I love, something that I feel like shifts my corner of the world and the people that are in my atmosphere, that when it gets to the people who need to experience it and need to read my book, that it's going to be something that changes their life in a way that my life was changed when I started honoring my inner voice and speaking my truth. It took me so much courage, so much running, so many times of making excuses before I could even try. And so I just know that there's somebody out there that has been going through much of the same, whether it's outwardly or inwardly, searching, waiting, hoping, listening for, being inspired by movies, films, books, speeches. And I just know that what I'm creating, I love, and it feels like I'm part of the conversation that I want to be a part of. And so I wanted to come on, record a video of myself while I loved myself, because I've so often had times when someone else has told me that something about me isn't lovable. And I've been so impressionable, especially as in my youth, but even going up until recently, and days where this still happens, where their words mean more to me than my own words and my own belief and my own self-love. And so right now, when everyone else is asleep and there's nobody to criticize me, nobody to say, don't show this, don't show that, don't do this, don't do that, you shouldn't be here, you shouldn't be that. Just in this moment, I get to say for myself that I found a portion of myself that I love deeply. I've created from that space, and I'm ready to put it out into the world. It's not perfect, but it also wasn't meant to be perfect. The person who is supposed to receive this on the other end doesn't need it to be perfect. They'll be able to see the things within it that have the meaning, and they'll be able to see where they can contribute to that meaning and can have a voice within this process, because I never had a dream of doing this by myself. And I haven't had to do it by myself either. I've had people write with me, I've had mentors, I've had friends, I've had family, I've had people holding me, I've had my storytelling community, I've had people online send me encouraging messages in my DMs. It has been an entire community of us working together. And in this moment, I just want to acknowledge the army of folks around me and myself, a part of that army, who have made this possible. Regardless of what happens going forward from today, they've made this moment, we've made this moment possible. So I want to say thank you to all of you. I want to say thank you to myself for believing in myself, for loving myself, for acknowledging that my words and my voice matters, and for not giving up. There has been so many times when I wanted to give up, and honestly, times when I tried to give up and just couldn't, because I had this story burning inside of me. And I've stepped on stages, I've stepped in rooms, I've gone back to my family, and I've given voice to the things that needed to be said. And now I'm ready to step into the next room and to use my voice with the next set of people, with the next set of the world, the community. I'm ready to stand on this next stage and share my voice. I hope you're a part of it.